Hey, Jody Holland here with the Psyche of Success vlog. We're going to be talking today about how you build high-performance teams. We're taking it one step further if you've been following the vlog series so far, and we're trying to put together a lot of the skill sets in order to get people to, as a collective, want to perform. Now, there's a difference between building a group and building a team. In a group, we're united by a common set of obligations. It's not really values and goals, it's obligations. We come together as a group and we go, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and everybody goes and does what they're supposed to do, ideally. A team is united by a common set of values and beliefs. When we use that values model, we're really trying to create a culture of success. We are so much more successful when we build a team versus building a group. Big challenge that I've seen in corporate America though is so many people say, let's just put these people together and those people together, but they spend no time getting them to know one another. When you don't get to know one another, you don't evolve as a team into high performance. Bruce Tuckman in 1965 said that we go through 4 stages of team development: forming, storming, norming, and performing. Unfortunately, the vast majority of companies are actually stuck in stage 2. They are still storming with one another because they never figured out how to have good conflict, make good decisions, or solve problems. Those skills must be mastered in order to move even into the norming stage, where we figure out what our roles and obligations are and everybody starts to click with one another. Once you move into the performing stage, the results of that are that you outperform your competition 20-1 on net profitability. Jim Collins talked about this in his book Good to Great when he compared Eckerd's versus Walgreens. Within about a year to a year and a half of learning these skills and applying these skills within their workplace, Walgreens was blowing Eckerd's out of the water. With the same gross revenue, Walgreens made 20 times more money. That's the difference between a high-performing team and just a team. It's also why Collins is famous for saying good is the enemy of great. He also came up with get the right people in the bus in the right seats, and the part most people forget, and the wrong people off. When you build your team in the right manner, you're building success. Think for just a minute about what life was like for you in 3rd grade. There you are on the playground, ready to play some kickball or ready to play even a better sport, dodgeball. You are the team captain. It's the day you've been dreaming of your whole life, and you're looking out, and what do? You choose the best people. You go, ooh, I want Jacob over there because he is agile and I know he can jump and throw at the same time. And I want this person because of that. And you pick the best of the best. Why is it that we got to this point in our professional career and we listen to people and we go, well, they need a chance. I'm going to give them a chance. Yeah, they've had 14 jobs in 12 months, and yeah, they quit the last 3 jobs because of their violent tendencies, but I really believe they want better for themselves. No, they don't. History always repeats itself. When you build your team, be careful. You have to build a high-performing team by putting really good people who want to work together onto the team. Build it the right way and protect your team from the wrong people being in there. When we create the right set of values, what we're really doing is creating a set of standards. So to create the team, first we come together. We come together by being exclusive in who we allow onto our team. We're looking for the best of the best. We want only the ones that we know are going to bring us success, and we have this standard that they have to live up to. When we're coming together, we're getting to know each other. We're spending time in team building. We're spending time getting to know each other. We're doing things like, hey, everybody bring your favorite t-shirt to work and let's talk about the story behind it. When we learn who people really are beyond the suit and tie, we start to get to know the real person. The R in create is we respond to conflict, we don't react. We must respond, maintaining emotional control of ourselves and looking for a way to get to resolution. The E in create is we ensure that people get to do what they're best at. There's a formula that we have. If you have 30% of your time devoted to doing what you are brilliant at, you can do whatever else is necessary for 70% of the time. But that 30-70 split is required. If you don't get to spend 30% of your time doing what you love and what you're really good at, you're not going to stick around and you won't want to be a part of our team. The A is acquire a winning spirit. When you set your standards high and you make sure that you talk a lot about success, you talk about your goals, talk about where you're going, and you affirm and appreciate people for who they are, that's the winning spirit that we want. I don't want to join a team in order to lose, not even gracefully. I want to be on a part of a team that wins. I want to be in that team that says, today we're going to do something to move towards success, not away from it. Complacent people get comfortable. I don't want complacent people on my team. I want the best of the best. I want the best players, not the average players. The T is trust your team to be their own team and to be your team. If you're constantly looking over their shoulder, micromanaging, over-evaluating, all you're doing is driving people nuts and losing all your friends. Micromanagement is not what anybody in this country really wants. If you look at the breakout from Douglas McGregor's research, you'll find that only about 2% of people want an autocratic manager. They want to be told what to do, over-evaluated, always micromanaged. That's it, 2%. That means that if that's what you're doing, you're missing the boat, because chances are you don't even have any of that 2% working for you. The final E in create is every person matters. If you go out of your way to appreciate people, to value people, and to build them up towards their strengths and their success, they will go out of their way to be successful for you. Once we've created our team, now it's time to perform. Perform is also an acronym, just easier to remember that way. The P is pay attention. Always be coaching, always be counseling, focus on the people that work for you and pay attention to what's going on. Don't let your team just run all over the place. Now, you're not micromanaging, but you are engaging and becoming a part of the team. If you don't get off of your keister and go walk around using management by walking around, you're not going to know what's going on with them. You have to pay attention, which means you must be fully present. The E in perform is engage your people. Look for their strengths. Look for ways that they can do something great and you can appreciate them. People are engaged because they feel valued. They are engaged because they get to do what they're really good at. Those are the reasons that we start to engage. You see that I'm good, you give me a chance to be good, and then you tell me that I'm good at it as well. The R is reward top performance. Peter Drucker said the greatest of leadership sins is not to reward your top performers in both the soul and the wallet. You always want to go out of your way to appreciate people and to demonstrate that by letting them know that you saw it and by rewarding them for it. Dan Ariely says that if you're going to do bonuses, it needs to be now that, it cannot be if then. You can't go and say, if you'll do this, then you'll get that bonus. That is not reward, that is condition. You instead need to go to them and say, now that you did that, here's a bonus, thank you very much. No strings attached. That is the biggest mistake that I keep seeing over and over and over again in businesses, is we go out there and we go, look, I will give you an extra $2,000 if you'll stay for 6 more months. I will give you this if you'll do that. If then destroys motivation and it destroys teamwork. You need to instead say, look, you've been here for another 6 months. I just want to let you know I really appreciate you. Here's $1,000. You can actually do smaller bonuses with a much greater end result if it's a now that statement rather than an if then. To go even further, when you're rewarding them, you want to make sure that it's something specific to them. As an example, I had an employee one time that loved wine and loved stories. So I went and bought a very unique bottle of wine. I learned the story about the winery and the bottle, and then I told him the story and presented him with the bottle of wine. It was a $50 to $60 bottle, so not that expensive, and it went for months that I kept hearing how much he loved that bottle and loved that story. That's how you do rewards the right way. The F is focus on behavioral results. Your focus is on what they do, not who they are. Remember, when you're trying to condition behaviors, it's when you did this, here's how I felt, here's the impact. Behavior, feeling, impact. Those 3 things must be present. Focus on the behaviors, not on the person. Never judge or label the person, just the behaviors. The O is observe the behaviors. Stay in tune with what you ask them to do behaviorally, and then coach them the direction that they need to go. Use your coaching skills, use your counseling skills to get what you want. The R, require outcome results. Always require the end result, not the effort. People don't get paid for their good intentions. They get paid for what they get done. My focus needs to always be on, did we accomplish what we set out to accomplish? If the answer is yes, we're golden. Let's keep moving forward. And then the M is make the team more first. It is perfectly okay for your customer to be first as long as your team is more first. Your team needs to know that you've got their back, you're protecting them, and you value them above the customer. It's not that you treat the customer bad, it's that you treat your customer really good because you treated your employee great. When you treat your employees great, they take care of the customer then takes care of the profits. But your focus has to be on taking care of your people before taking care of your customer. And that is how you perform. I want to make sure that you know that you can pick up Yay, I'm a Supervisor. Oh man, I'm a Supervisor on Audible, also on iTunes now as well. You can pick it up in print form on Amazon or directly from jodyholland.com. If you want to know the discussion questions, go to jodyholland.com/yaysupervisor.html and it'll give you what questions to discuss as you're doing the book study within your organization. If you're interested in having me as a keynote speaker, which I've done about 300 times now, I would love to talk to you. Reach out to me through the website or shoot me an email. You can get me at either success@jodyholland.com or jody@jodyholland.com. Subscribe to the vlog, share it with your friends, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. I can't wait to connect with you. We'll see you next time.